Resident Evil 3, my favorite game in the series, actually. It's kind of the ending point of the series before everything kind of went downhill. But I'm going to be playing this on hard mode, which is just normal difficulty. I have no idea why they named it that in the American release. I think in the Japanese release, Biohazard 3: The Last Escape, it's just normal mode. But I'm not 100% sure on that, don't quote me. I'm playing on the PC version. In the PC version, all of the costumes are unlocked from the start, and there's actually 2 extra costumes. But I'm just going to be using the normal costume.
Resident Evil.
And you guys can listen to this.
It all began as an ordinary day in September. An ordinary day in Raccoon City. A city controlled by Umbrella. No one dared to oppose them, and that lack of strength would ultimately lead to their destruction. I suppose they had to suffer the consequences of their actions, but there would be no forgiveness. If only they had had the courage to fight. It's true that once the wheels of justice begin to turn, nothing can stop them. Nothing. It was Raccoon City's last chance, and my last chance. My last escape.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E95070. Over.
What are they?
That is right, the opening for Resident Evil 3 begins with a giant explosion in Jill's apartment. So just back up and let this zombie come towards you and then run around it. There's no point in wasting ammo here in the beginning, since you can actually just walk by it.
September 28th, daylight. The monsters have overtaken the city. Somehow, I'm still alive. Okay, we've got to get out of here.
What? What do you think you're talking about? I just lost my daughter out there! How dare you tell me to go back outside?
I'm sorry about your daughter, but there isn't gonna be any rescue. We have to get out of here!
No! I'm not going anywhere! I'd rather starve to death in here than be eaten by one of those undead monsters! Now leave me alone!
Okay, that was Dario, and as you heard, he lost his daughter in the zombie outbreak. So just come over here on the ground floor. There's a first aid spray here on the shelf. Then you turn around, come over to this locker, open it up, and there are bullets. Bullets generally aren't an issue in this game if you know where to look. Pretty much the best places to find bullets are on, you know, like tucked away shelves or also bodies in the environment. Don't ever skip over a body in the environment in Resident Evil games, because more than likely there will always be some sort of item on them. Another thing to note, in the PC version you can actually skip the doors, so that's pretty handy. Come over here, in this locker over here there's going to be gunpowder. You use gunpowder to actually make ammunition in this game. It's a little bit different than any of the previous Resident Evils, but we're not going to be using it right now. So just pretty much stuff all this extra stuff in your inventory into this item box here. And then come over here on the wall, on the key rings, and grab the warehouse key. We need this key to actually get out of the warehouse itself. And just go through the door. So just come along here, go back down to ground level. And the door is right here on the left. This is actually not the last time we'll be visiting the warehouse. We'll be coming back eventually, because there are a couple more goodies left for us to get. Now we're in the back alley of the warehouse, so just go down these stairs throughout this door. Skip that. You can go to the right over here. I prefer not to, because there are a lot of zombies, and I really just don't feel like fighting them. This is one of the random events in Resident Evil 3. If you didn't know, this game likes to make all your playthroughs random. So one playthrough will not be the same as the last. The way it randomizes it are item locations, puzzle solutions, and events. And this is one of the things that are randomized in the game, this door. It will either open when you get close, or you will actually have to physically inspect the door in order for it to open. So let's go figure out what's going to happen. Yep, it opened while we got close. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that's one dropped. You always want to reload in the menu in Resident Evil games because it's just much safer. Most zombies in this game go down in about 6 shots, sometimes more, sometimes less. It really just depends on the random number game. That one should be dead. Nope. Now he is. The best way to tell if a zombie is dead in the Resident Evil games is to actually look for a pool of blood that forms... Ow, crap, I got bit. A pool of blood that forms when they are killed. That's the only way for you to tell if a zombie is actually dead. If there is no pool of blood, that zombie is not dead. So don't be afraid to put bullets in it. You may have noticed that I forgot, well, I didn't really forget. I didn't just actually take the knife, mostly because the knife is pretty much useless. A lot of Resident Evil purists out there are probably hissing at me, but I really do not care for the knife, and it's pretty much pointless for me to take. There is a dodge mechanic in this game which can be used to your advantage, especially with something like the knife, but I just prefer not to get anywhere near my enemies in order to take them out. So now we have the shotgun and the lighter oil that we need to get through a barred door later throughout this stage. Just come over here. There are green herb pot plants, because Jill likes that dope. So just grab them. This is one of the item locations that are always consistent throughout every playthrough. You can always count on green herbs actually being in that location. So exit through this door here. There are going to be zombies here. Just try to dodge them. Unlike me, who I'm completely failing right now. Alright, just go around. There we go. Just juke the zombies out. Don't worry about those zombies down in the alleyway there. As long as you don't get too close, they won't get up, because they're just snacking on some poor unfortunate soul. We have a map here. We won't be using it for the most part. I may consult it from time to time because I do sometimes get confused in this game, but we should be okay. So there are more green herbs up here on this fire escape. I believe this is another location in the game where items are actually consistent. And now we have 4 healing items. that's not good. Okay, so let's just drop this guy. And just run past these zombies, don't bother fighting them. And go through this door. Now we don't have very much pistol ammo left here. We shouldn't need it. Just, yep, there we go. That's the best way to get around zombies, is try to either go behind them because they can't turn fast enough, or just to really just, you know, juke them out. Lead them in another direction than just past them. So it's Brad Vickers, our helicopter pilot from Resident Evil 1, and he seems to be in a bit of trouble. Fortunately for us, we don't actually need to help him and waste any ammo. This is a clock tower postcard, which we will see later on in the game. And if you come over here near the cash register, there are some handgun bullets. So let's reload our handgun here. And we're good to go. Now we just gotta wait for Brad to finish here.
Brad, hang in there. Why isn't someone doing something about this?
I didn't know you were still alive, Jill. The police aren't trained for this kind of situation. What could they do? Listen, he's coming for us. We're both gonna die.
What are you saying?
You'll see. He's after STARS members. There's no escape.
Alright, that was a bit of foreshadowing there. I'm going to use one of these green herbs, simply because I don't have any room in my inventory, and I don't wish to come back through this bar. So just grab this lighter. And we actually need to combine this lighter fluid with this lighter in order for us to have a fully functioning lighter. Who would have known? So just head back out through the bar. And the zombies here have changed positions, so just be careful. Usually it's not a problem. You can generally get by them pretty okay. Just past the zombie. It's not really worth it to waste very much ammo right now. This is another one of these random event locations here. There's a barricade set up with an explosive barrel somewhere towards the middle. Depending on what the game decides for you, it will either break down as soon as you pass this screen, or you will have to actually open the door here that's barricaded in order for it to bust down and the zombies to come pouring through. So let's see which one it is for us. Yep. Ah, it's a little bit different this time. So just back up, aim at the canister. Oh, I think I'm a little too close. Okay, aim at the canister, wait for a pretty big group of zombies to gather around it. Oh no. 4, 5, drop. Oh crap, this isn't good. Okay, grab the shotgun since it has a larger pellet spread, and blow them up. There we go. Okay, and then just finish off the lone zombie here with a shotgun. Oops, unequip the shotgun. With a shotgun blast to the face. There we go. That's a real easy way to just take out any zombie if you don't want to waste handgun bullets. This zombie's crawling. I'm just gonna cap him once. There we go. Oops. Let's reload our gun. And pick up the red herbs here. If you don't know already, and you really should, because it's, you know, it's a pretty big fundamental of the Resident Evil series, if you combine a red herb with a green herb, it will create a full heal item. It basically replicates the effects of a first aid spray. First aid sprays in Resident Evil games lower your rank, so you want to use the herbs. In Resident Evil 3, the game we're currently playing, first aid sprays aren't penalized as harshly as if they were in the previous Resident Evil games. You have to use, I think, up to 3 in order for your rank to drop. So we come through here and there are zombie dogs, so, you know, be careful. Let's just go into the safe room over here. There is more gunpowder, and we're also going to drop off some of these items that we collected. The lighter we don't need until later. The bullets we're going to keep. We can drop off this standalone herb, and everything else is pretty much good. Just come over here, grab these gunpowders.